Hello everyone, I am Eunuch and today we are going to start the day with the Tuah podcast by Asmongold, our favorite YouTuber and streamer. So let's see what's the podcast about and what Asmongold thinks of it.
Would
Let's
instantaneously permaban them.
Hot to.
You gotta put like an emphasis on it, like to. You know, like really. Yeah. Say it. All right, all together.
Hot to.
Hot to.
Wow, listening to this is a wonderful use of my day. Now, I've seen a lot of pointless podcasts that don't need to
So, sorry guys, I'm a little still a little sick. This is a reaction video to a reaction video to a reaction video. This is going to be wonderful, I see. I'm sorry guys.
exist in my time. Like just a few weeks ago,
It's crazy how much this girl's farmed that. Like it really is. Like I mean, as somebody who's a bit of a farmer themselves, I've got to have some respect on it. It's really impressive.
we looked at that podcast that I can't even remember the name of off of the top of my head. I think it was called like the Empowered Podcast or something.
When you come back, when you come back from work, you're tired, bruv. You just wouldn't go to bed.
I can't wait for holiday.
Sometimes I'm in bed and I'm like, bruv, I need to brush my teeth.
And that was pointless, but this just takes it to a whole new level. For those somehow unfamiliar with the hilarious viral sensation of Tuah, this is Hayley Welch. And she went viral.
I don't have, like, I mean, there's always going to be, like, I mean, in any podcast, you can find, like, a 10-second clip of completely pointless conversation. I think so.
Yeah, of course, there are so many hours, times, minutes that they have to fill the time with something. It's very easy to cut something and say, oh, that's very stupid.
But yeah.
I don't agree with that statement.
A few months back for her response to an on-the-street interview by a channel called Tim and DTV.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me?
Funniest shit I ever seen in my life. Incredible.
Yeah, so she enjoys doing the man. Nice girl. Everyone want to dream of this girl, I guess. More power to these girls, boys.
Incredible.
So, you want to know the
I won't complain about it.
That's the first time I've ever seen it. I saw the meme, I saw a picture of it, but I never watched the video or listened to it.
Yeah, come on,
the
Asmongold.
first time I've ever seen it. I mean,
We know you watched it.
I thought I could just take their word for it that that's what she said. How do you feel? About the same. Yeah. It didn't really change. I'll tell you, it's not like, those YouTube videos I make. It didn't change my life.
Come on now, you look a little bit inspired by her actions and words. We all men are. We all want that. Let's admit it.
Still makes me heartily belly laugh. And apparently the world did too, because she became very famous overnight for this. There was merch and everything. Let's have a look at some of it, because some of it is incredible.
Oh,
So we got the Tuah 24, spit on that fang, brilliant. I'd wear that to my wedding.
I wonder how much money she's made from this. That's what I'm really kind of curious.
Yeah, that's what good question.
Yeah, I wonder. A lot? Yeah, but like how much though, right? Obviously you can say a lot, but where's the number?
Yeah, because a lot for some people a few grants, and for other few millions. That's a good question. Do you think she make millions or hundreds of thousands at least? If you think so, write in the comment section.
American flag Tuah. Eat, sleep, Tuah, repeat. Again, I would wear this to the birth of my first child. If she don't Tuah, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to her.
This to be fair, that's clever.
Yeah, that's nice. Go on.
Like I'm gonna be real. That one is clever.
Just grim. It's just grim for some reason. She's also been making bank from public appearances, apparently charging up to $30,000 per one. Well, that's my future child's first birthday party sort.
So she gets $30,000 for participating because she said that she spit on that thing. Oh, come on. That's so nice. There are so many girls in OnlyFans that do a lot of work and they don't get in half of that. Yeah, some people are just lucky in life, I guess.
Stood there in the corner in my unofficial Huck Tuah merch. But something I've not seen anyone talk about is how weird the actual interview was.
Okay, I got another one for y'all.
Okay.
Would you rather? Hold on, is she listening?
Would you rather?
Would you rather have back shots for the rest of your life or missionary for the rest of your life?
Hey, what are we doing here? Going up to girls outside a bar.
Wow.
This is 100% content. Like that's this content for 15-year-old guys.
Yeah.
Like, you're making content like that. That's what 15, like 14, like like teenage guys want to see, right? I mean, of course, like he doesn't get it. I don't get it either because like we're grown ass fucking men, right? But like as a a teenager, yeah, for sure, that's what people want to see.
I won't agree completely with Asmongold about that. No. Yeah, it's quite stupid and for sure it's nothing special. But yeah, it has some fun in it. So for spending a couple of minutes and passing the time, why don't you hear some beautiful girl, what would it say? Is she preferring a missionary? Or what did she ask? A doggy style? Never mind. But of course, 15 and 16 years old, they'll die to hear that, because they're still a virgin, and they wonder what's better. They don't know that they are both bad good, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. As long as you make it doesn't really matter what's the position.
Better, missionary or back shots? I'm not sure if this
is
like
back
a
shots.
normal thing to do in America,
Okay.
and I very much doubt it is. But if you did that in the UK, you get called a weird nonce and laughed at until you went away. And that isn't the only strange interview she's done. She did this one with
I think you would in the US too. It's just like, some people are some places.
KIS or KISS. I don't know.
Oh, come on, UK, you're so trustworthy and good guys. We all see clips, guys, of drunken Englishmen, girl, boys falling down, girls almost naked and sleeping on the street in their own puke. So when you say that, when someone asks about that, they will laugh at him, ha. We don't buy that. I don't believe it. I believe no one actually believes it. Englishmen are famous in the entire world as the worst drinking guys. So, come on.
An Australian radio station after she blew up, and it's fucking weird. I was trying to think...
Bro, you need to... Bro. You need to stop. Like... You need to fucking stop, bro. Like...
Oh, let's see, some guys
like, you're getting I don't want to...
Some kid is writing some stupid shit. Let's see what he has written so far.
Read any of your messages for like the rest of the stream. Like I don't want to see another message from this guy. Like this, like yeah.
14. At 14, you think you were giving her his wanking job. Probably spying on his mom while she was changing clothes. Oh yeah, I love it when someone says like that. And this guy is probably 14 now and doing it. But yeah. A lot of weirdos in the chat. Always, they're always fun to see it.
Describe it is just fucking weird.
They all know who you are. It's such a funny little thing. Do you really tongue, or were you just having a laugh there?
No, such a good question, though.
Jesus, man. Here's the reason why this stuff is real popular, right? The reason why is because like sex jokes and like conversations about sex is like, I mean, really, that's like the lowest, it's like lowest common denominator stuff, right? So a lot of people think it's really funny. They're like, wow, big funny, right? Try and get it? Yeah, exactly. Like, Jesus, it's universal? Yeah, exactly.
Of course it's funny.
Really?
So the people are very stoned
with
with
this 21-year-old girl, do you actually Huck Tuah? Man, come on, why are we doing this? Come on.
I was just having a laugh there.
So you're not a spitter.
Bravo.
The follow-up question, the clarification. Well, that didn't answer my question.
So, there is Peter there.
Surely you're better than this. It doesn't stop there. I think he catches himself being weird.
The guy is very interesting if she is doing it.
Yeah, so nice. Fit, no, nice. Fit.
He keeps on going.
Clearly, it's so weird. I'm sorry. It's so weird. Yeah.
That's why it's funny, because it's weird.
Demand for regular hour-long content with her. So she answered the prayers of the many and announced her podcast called Talk Tuah. It's like Huck Tuah, but you're talking Tuah. It's a very clever word.
It's clever. Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah.
She probably didn't think of it, but it's clever.
Wasn't it
A
nice?
little while ago, my life took a complete left turn and it changed forever. And along the way, I've realized that everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
What does that even mean? Saying Huck Tuah gave you a new insight and perspective on life that made you realise that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Did you not realise that before? I think she's just saying something. Fair enough.
Yeah, you gotta say something about it, right? I mean, what else are you gonna do?
What else she could say?
I realised that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. How did this
But
make
then
you
before
Did
that,
this girl get fired from her job for some shit like this? Like, I don't really
I
remember
think there
like,
was
whether that actually
this was
happened
somewhere
or not,
written
but,
that.
like, I remember people trying to like figure out like where she lived and like all this shit. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
people are weirdos.
I don't know. It was a rumor.
they want to find where she lives, because why you think that is? They want to stalk her there and ask her if she really spits on that thing, and if she's going to spit on their thing. People are such crazy monsters.
Well, now,
Is that
it's
something
my
what she was
time
talking
to
about?
talk.
Yeah.
Check out my podcast every week, Talk Tuah, where I'm sitting down with the coolest
Talk
guests and
Tuah.
having actual conversations with them.
Oh, okay, well,
I think also like one of the things that definitely carries is that she has like a pretty good accent and it makes her interesting. I think that's why people like pay attention to it.
good and novel. There's not many podcasts out there where people get guests on and have actual conversations with
Yeah.
them. There was really a gap in the market for that, I think. Now, this podcast is ran by Jake Paul's company, Better, which...
Come on now. There are a lot of videos, YouTubers, streamers that doesn't stop to have a new one, which get very popular, and that mean nothing. So if her podcast is interesting, she makes it interesting, she could succeed. Even if it starts with Hawk Tuah.
As you might be able to guess, is a betting site. And Jake, little piece of advice for you here. Keep funding this podcast. It is a very wise and shrewd decision. And this will no doubt return you millions. Every week, people from...
people like this. Like, the thing is, Jake Paul knows all about the lowest common denominator.
For sure. He's a scumbag
He's
after
not
all.
stupid.
all over the
That depends what you define stupid. If if you ask that he has a knack for making money from popularity, YouTube and things like that, he's not stupid. If he asks that he knows how tall is Mount Everest or something like that, I think he's quite stupid.
Well, we'll be waiting with gleeful anticipation for the next episode of Talk Tuah. Anyway, let's watch this episode because that's what this video is about.
Come on, Haley, it's not that bad. All right, it's time to get out of the bed and quit rotting. Haley, get up.
All right, I'm ready to talk.
Get in! Talk Tuah, us, Haley. Did you get it? It's the name of the podcast. It kind of sounds like Huck Tuah, which is the phrase she said.
Really
Only
clever.
Intellectuals will understand this.
And I want you guys to get to know me better than Hawk Tuah.
Ah, good thing you called your podcast Talk Tuah then, because people will surely forget about that with that sort of branding.
No, it's Tuah.
That's her branding. What do you want to call her?
Yeah.
How are we going to find her?
Tuah. You know, like you gotta really.
I feel like
I wonder what her father thinks about it. Poor guy. Imagine that. Get up in the morning, start your YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and you see your daughter saying that she spit on anything, Hawk Tuah. And you know in that moment that you raise a wonderful child. Poor bastard.
who's played it out more, her or Bethesda re-releasing Skyrim?
What? I
What do you
don't
guys
get
think?
it.
It's
I'm not
close,
playing
isn't it?
Skyrim, so I don't know.
Bethesda?
What's he
Yeah,
talking about?
I'm sure she'll catch up.
Put your back into it.
How fucking sick of saying that phrase do you think she is? Huck and Tuah have probably been half of the words she said in the past 3 months.
Say the line.
Haley.
Oh, God.
Now, let's make this podcast is kind of uneventful. I know. Who would have guessed that, eh?
Wow.
In fairness to her,
Wow, it's a girl podcast with a girl who is famous after all with Hawk Tuah. She's not famous that she find out a new plant there. What you want her to talk about?
To the first episode, like at all. There is really no reason for this podcast to exist. It just feels like someone's gone, she's quite popular. Let's just give her a podcast because it might do well. We might be able to get people onto our betting site. But one of the most interesting things to happen on this podcast is she kind of...
Yeah, but to be completely honest, this guy's video, and even Asmongold video, and even my video, they all are because someone, which is of course yourself, decided, yeah, you should make a video or a podcast and say your shit to the people. And they may find it interesting, they may not, but who cares? You must try, right?
Alludes to Jake Paul being a bit of a dick.
Jake's pretty wild.
He's a little spooky to talk to.
Really?
That's like a man, you know.
And what are you noticing in the difference between being a fan of someone from afar and then meeting them? Like, is it what you expected?
He was exactly what I expected. Like, he lets off like he's an asshole, and that's what I like about him. He owns up to that shit. He knows it.
That's kind of big in the first quarter. Your boss is funding to just go, yeah, he's a bit of a shit. I respect it. I respect that massively. They then go on to talk...
to be fair, Jake Paul has made his career being the heel of the internet.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Not with this word, but yeah. So...
I don't think that this actually...
Guys, you can respect something even if you know that he's a complete shit asshole. Because, after all, if you know about him, he does something right. He may be complete ass, as he is, but then he got there.
Actually bothered him.
Yeah, which is
think
also
about
important,
the way
not to
that
bother
people
you.
act on the internet, instead of being real people, and you think about them instead as characters or cartoon characters or wrestling, the moment that you can actually like just take a step back, I think Jake Paul's great. He's funny, he's entertaining, he does stupid stuff. It's engaging sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the recipe for a successful YouTuber and a popular star, actually. To be funny, doing stupid things and not give a lot of shit about it and keep going. And yeah, he's quite successful.
I got no problem about that. Because it
Why
doesn't
should you?
matter.
About Botox for a bit, and it is astoundingly uninteresting.
I get a little myself. I call it Brotox when I do it. So when you start young, you're actually just getting rid of whatever wrinkles would pop up.
Well, yeah, but if you get all that shit done when you're young, by the time you're 27, you look like a lizard and you can't move your eyebrows.
That's
this
a
is
fact.
just big cope, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, I get Botox, but it's just like, it prevents, my
Complete
face from moving.
Here's the thing.
madness.
Number one, if you're a girl
You know
and
that
you get
Botox is one of the most poison thing in our world, on planet Earth. And people are injecting it so they could look younger. Did you guys see people who inject Botox? They don't look younger. They look like they're stung by a bee and they are unable to move their face. It's such a ridiculous thing. I can't believe that it's people doing and it's modern and someone find it attractive. That's fucking weird.
Number one, you're gonna attract pedophiles.
What the fuck?
Damn, this bitch is crazy.
Damn,
she really...
Yeah.
This on the first episode of the show, too, huh?
It's a good start.
She really wilded out like that? I didn't think that was the word she was going to say. I didn't think she was about to say that. That came out of nowhere to me, man. That escalated real quick. Yeah, what?
What are you even on about? If anything, I found that Botox makes people actually look older. They just look more smooth.
No, Botox makes people look 35 years old. It makes 55-year-old women look 35, and it makes 21-year-old women look 35.
No.
That's what it does. You could say maybe 45. Hey, it depends.
Yeah, perhaps it depends. But it looks bad because they're unable to have face expression. How can you talk to someone and he's like a statue there or a robot? Beep, bop, beep, beep, I am that kind of a robot imitating human. That's so stupid.
3, yeah. And yes, a 43-year-old lizard. He's right about that.
Yeah.
really that out of things to say already that we're at the point of going, yeah, anyone attracted to someone with Botox is a massive pedo. What are you talking about? What does that even mean?
does that?
I feel like maybe this is a joke.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, that's
It's
something crazy. I don't see how that's
So
possible.
that's something that is such a breath of fresh air about you.
It is.
You know?
I agree. So I'm gonna be real with y'all. I was never the biggest football fan. I honestly don't even get the rules that much. But what I do know is I like having fun and winning money. And better picks let you.
What you're playing Americans, it's not football. It's an American football. To play football, you have to use your feet. And as a proud European, I will never call that football. And it's a shame that you call it soccer, our football. That's a side
Win
note.
up to 1,000 times your money. The app is super easy and it
this
makes
is about
it
gambling?
1,000 times
Yeah.
more fun.
10 minutes into the first ever episode and we're already getting an uncharismatic
So now you know why Jake Paul's okay with her doing that is because he's getting a cut of that money, man. It's like people are so into sports betting, like gambling, guys. Gambling is the future.
Gambling is one of the biggest and oldest business
now
out there.
on gambling.
For
It's
a
the
betting
meta?
site.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I wasn't familiar with your game, but the fact you're promoting such a service that allows people to make loads of money is very respectable. This will no doubt
her whole audience is going to be billionaires. I was
change
saying
lives
million,
for the
but I
better.
just,
We should
you
be
know,
more
it's
thankful
inflation,
for
right?
betting sites and casinos, I think, because they're
Yeah.
really out here just giving
Inflation
free
hits us.
money to people. It's
They
so
are.
kind of them. They're basically charities.
Yeah.
Just imagine if Chelsea said Hawk Tuah and not you that night. Would Chelsea be sitting in that chair?
Okay, now these are the big questions I came to this podcast for. If her mate said Huck to her instead of her, would she be the one sat in that chair? Would she be the one with the 30 grand public appearances? Would she be the one with the Huck to her merch? This is a
No, because she's cute. Her friend wasn't that hot.
No, I don't think that's the only reason though. There are people who could use the situation in their benefit. That's a stupid situation. Yeah, it was fun, but nothing special. But she made the kit work and she used it. So yeah, bravo to her. Her friend, maybe not. Who knows? She could use that.
Do I gotta be the one to say it? Yeah.
And about that, I don't think he can say that, Asman, because what is sexy for you is not sexy for someone else, and vice versa. So, if I remember correctly, I think her friend was also hot and sexy. So we get here it
It's
is.
just the way it is.
philosophical question.
No, it's not the way it is. That you don't like her doesn't mean that she's not sexy. One man's trash is another man treasury. Wasn't that right?
Asking and studying for centuries to come. It's the modern if a tree falls and no one is there to hear it. Did it really fall? If Hayley Welsh's
the
friend said
accent- yeah,
Hot
the
to her
accent
instead
helped
of
too.
her, would she
Yeah.
be hosting the Talk to Her podcast instead?
I can't do it as good as
Do
Haley.
it.
You do it.
No, you do it.
Hot to.
I think that's her friend. I could even say that I find her more attractive than the Hawk Tour girl original.
You gotta put like an emphasis on it, like tuh. You know, like really. Yeah. Say it. All right, all together.
Hot to.
Hot tuh.
Hot to.
Say it aggressive, like
Christ.
Hot
really.
to.
Like you're
You know,
mad.
she reminds me about a Pokemon.
Oh my
you know?
god. They're
How I
finding a weird way to get time on air by training Hawk Tour.
Say like their own name.
At the day. You're mad at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuah.
Incredible
Talk to
joke.
a podcast. You have won the internet today.
I think.
Oh, you have won the internet today. God. God, 2010 was so fucking cringe, wasn't it?
Was it?
Oh my god. I forgot all about that. My life was so much better 20 seconds ago when I forgot that was a term. Fuck.
I won't write to boys and girls. I don't know what the terms mean. If you know it, please write it in the comment section so I could get educated as well.
Hey, I got something you can say.
This podcast is so dead. It's actually amazing. Like, it's just dead on arrival. They already have nothing.
Of course it's dead now. They have nothing to say about it. They're ordinary girls that are suddenly famous.
Wave she's caught. And honestly, she is the best person on this podcast. Like, these two have said absolutely nothing of interest to anyone who has ever lived on Earth. And this person just annoys me. But to be completely fair, she does tell some stories of interest. Like, she talks about her ear getting bit off by a staffy, which is a pretty mental story. And she does carry the conversation. And she's the guest. So where does it go from here? Are the guests just going to be carrying every episode? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. Yeah, this is the way you do a show like this. Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually already.
Isn't this how every podcast works? So by the guests, I don't watch what podcasts actually. I don't watch any podcasts. So, but I always believe that the guests are the ones who are doing the heavy lifting. You're asking them questions, they have to talk a lot because they're an interesting person most of the time. And by speaking a lot and talking about their choice and things like that, they're actually carrying the podcast itself.
That it's like this is like because most internet memes kind of die out pretty fast. Like that's it. But this is really it's really gone on for a bit.
Said Haley is the best person on this podcast, but she acts more like a guest than the host. Do you know what I mean? Why am I analysing the Talk to a podcast this much? What am I doing? But the thing is, the podcast is just based off someone saying something that will make you giggle to yourself for like 1 second. Like, I don't see how this lasts more than 10 episodes, and that's being generous. Like, what more is there to say after that?
I think that it all changed. There was a turning point on the internet when everything got worse. Harambe. That was it. That was the time that the unoriginal, unfunny, boring, I need a laugh track to tell me to know when to think something is funny.
Yeah, I remember that with the laugh track. That's so stupid. If something is funny, I know when to laugh, when I feel amused. If it don't feel amused, I don't give a fuck then. Why should I pretend it's amusing? I don't know who think of that.
Finally got involved into memes. Harambe killed memes on the internet. Or not killed, but changed memes on the internet forever. Do you guys remember the old 4chan threads where somebody would post like a template image and then everybody would post their own text under the template image? Those were my favorite fucking threads because everybody was creative. People were trying new things. They were like, let's go ahead. It's a way to share experiences. It's a way to be...
Yeah, but nowadays you cannot do that, especially in USA, in West Europe, because if you do that, then people are going to say sexist thing, racist thing, and all that kind of joke, which are actually the funny ones, but never mind. And if you do that, you're going to be called sexist, misogynist, and racist, and all that atheist, and you're going to spit on you, and things like that, because everyone knows now everything have to be liberal, and only the people who are offended has the right to be offended, and everyone should be apologize for whatever they say to the offended one. And the offended one are always the one. There are few people who are always crying, always complaining, and somehow they got the power, and everyone is tolerating and getting silent, and the funny things die, like the funny memes, comedians, and all of that. So yeah, that's when those kind of memes when everyone writes something dies.
Be funny, everything like that, right? I fucking love that. And Harambe was the beginning of... There is no longer the individual person who changes the meme and makes it interesting in their own way. It is now that memes are Marco Polo. I say A, you say B. You know, like that's the way it works. H space, yeah, right? And so that's what happens, right? And so nowadays, every meme has been, because people are dumb now, right? Everybody's dumb. Every meme is based...
No, not because people are dumb now. Because people... I don't know if scared is the right word here, but people are trying not to offend someone and not to get on that shit, and that is why. Because comedy start to be forbidden because it offend people, and you know what? That's the work of the comedy. Comedy is the thing you say on things that society don't like, and it makes fun of them, so they get easier to understand and digest, to change, to evolve. But nowadays it's like in the communism. You don't go spoil most of you because you're not from Eastern Europe like I am. But then you cannot say jokes about the dictator who runs your country. You can't take jokes about the Communist Party, and you're scared because everyone is a traitor, everyone could be associated with the secret police and things like that. And now it turns something like that. It's still not the same. Yeah, there's a road together, but it's getting there by that everyone is offended. In the UK, they were saying that you cannot talk to the transgender man, girl, I don't know what the factor things are, that if he's born a man, he is man, because he will be offended, and if you tell that in internet, on Facebook, you're going to get arrested for 30 days. And how fucking ridiculous that is. So you cannot tell someone that biology is biology, because he's going to be offended. And how about that if I'm offended, he's saying that something like that? Why could I be offended if I believe the other thing? And that is why in the memes and the comedy everything suffers, because it gets banned by the government, ultra-liberal ideas.
Basically, repeat the phrase that is funny. They're not transformative, they're not creative, they're not interesting anymore. It's just simply say the thing. And Harambe, yes, Harambe was the point where it all started to go downhill. That was it. It was the beginning of the end.
That's better.
Do you remember that game I mentioned beforehand where you can win up to 1,000 times your money?
Ooh.
Well, turns out it gets even better. Better Picks is offering a deposit.
1,000 times? Like, bro, like, slots has 2,000. Like, you play pachinko, you get a 2,000 X.
Of course you can.
You tell
billion
me,
times you can get more money if you pay.
I mean, if I invest $1,000.
Deposit match up to $200.
You best $1,000, you can be a billionaire on the SWAT.
So basically,
everyone knows
if you
that.
put $200 in, they match it.
That's sarcasm,
right
by the way.
there.
What? That's free money. Oh, that's so generous. I very much doubt there is any catch or downside to that. Tell you what, Jake Paul.
Yeah, all you have to do is sign up and they give you $200. That seems it's the easiest $200 of my life.
Oh my God! Everyone go there.
Just giving away $200.
That's crazy.
Wow. God bless him.
Okay, maybe not.
Shit on that thing. That respect.
I'm not doing this anymore. Like and subscribe to that fang. By that fang, I mean this channel.
Yep. Harambe was the turning point, and it was the point where all internet memes began to get worse. And now every single internet meme is the lowest common denominator. It's boring, it's repetitive, there's no transformation that each person puts on it. It is just simply say the thing, do the thing, and that's it. Yep, there's a few outliers. Oh yeah, of course there's a few outliers.
There you
but
go,
in
always
general, I think
outliers.
that's what's happened.
And
Which
everything.
was Whitney Cummings, who's the dirty comic? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, in general. I don't know about every, but there's still some funny ones. I feel like the majority of memes are like that. I don't know, like, that maybe there's examples that aren't like that, but I think that's it. That's pretty much it. We need more innovation in memes. Yep, there we go. So demure. Well, that's just like, I mean, to be honest, like, that is annoying Instagram girls that learned a new word that they definitely are not. That's all. Yeah, like that is nothing like, yeah, it's nothing really crazy besides that. Meme needed to die, to be honest. No, I've definitely got to give this girl credit, right? I mean, the amount of farming that she's done on this is really, really impressive.
Yeah, as I said, she get famous and make a lot of money. We know for 30,000 for one participation in some kind of event, they say. So she makes quite the bucks from nothing, from a drunken interview. I don't know what was she doing before that and what was she working and how much she's getting, but I kind of doubt that she gets a lot of money and that much of a money anyway. So you have to respect that she farms people for so much with so little.
Yeah, it is insanely fucking impressive. I like memes pertains to the work I do. Yeah, exactly. And they don't even use the word correctly. I don't even know. AI is going to take over memes and will truly be over. I feel like AI would be better than now. Yeah, AI would be a lot better. She's super likable, and I like her because of her accent. Yeah, I feel like that's really why people like her. And this is probably the longest one-liner meme that has had like the longest existence in the public space. This is a good video, by the way. There's the video. Give it a like. That's a good one. I've never watched this guy's videos. Me malicious. Yeah, I've never watched his videos before. That's
okay, that was I was waiting. The original video is from Me Malicious. If you like it, guys, like his channel, his video. It looks funny, although I do not agree with everything he said, but you don't have to agree with everything to respect that, as I say. You can like the Asmongold video, please like my video, subscribe to everyone, enjoy your life, have fun, and don't hook to everything, guys. Enjoy even that. Bye, we'll see you soon.